So Mitchell, you had said that you had returned to the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan after graduation to work for them full-time as your first job after graduation. And you did do a co-op term with them, but you're now with Brookfield as an associate. Can you talk a little bit about what your role was with teachers and what you did and what you're doing now with Brookfield?
Yeah. So when I was at Teachers, I was analyst in their private equity group. So I was focused on the consumer investments across North America. And so, having spent kind of almost 2 years at Teachers, I think it really gave me the opportunity to get my reps up in terms of deals and experiences. And so I was able to be involved with a standalone acquisition in the e-commerce space, learning about kind of the world of Amazon and how that works, as well as a tuck-in acquisition for one of my portfolio companies. A memorable highlight for me was actually being involved with the integration of that acquisition and seeing it through. And so I think one of the beauties of the role was being able to be involved with the deal, but then afterwards, how do you actually integrate that company into the bigger company? What was amazing. And so I remember being able to walk the floors of a manufacturing plant. So the portfolio company, what they are is they're a salty snack manufacturer in North America, and so they produce potato chips for the likes of Frito-Lay. And so being able to walk through a manufacturing plant, feel the heat, feel the rumbling of the machines, gives you an appreciation of really how a business makes money. It's one thing to work in Excel and PowerPoint all day sitting in front of a screen, but it's really something else to walk the manufacturing plant and see how people are making the product that they're selling. I thought that was a really amazing thing. And so, having started my career in private equity, I think while I was able to develop the technical skills as well as kind of the soft skills, more importantly, I think I was able to build an investor mindset at an early stage in my career, which really sets the foundation going into my role now at Brookfield. And so at Brookfield, I'm still in private equity, looking at kind of control investments, but the mandate is larger. I'm at a larger platform, and it's really being able to apply that investor mindset in a more larger and meaningful way here. And so I'm part of the long-term equity fund within private equity, and so it's actually a new strategy that Brookfield is doing within the PE practice. And so it's really exciting. We're still in market fundraising, so it's an element of excitement where I don't really know what's to come next, but I know given the skills and experiences I've built up, I'm hoping to make an impactful contribution.
Yeah, and also being at the forefront of it in terms of being one of the first teams to be part of this new strategic development is exceedingly exciting, and certainly sounds like from the conversations you and I have had as when you were a student, it certainly sounds like you're definitely on a trajectory towards your dream job, which is fantastic, and where you want to be. And again, having that ability to lead teams and to really grasp opportunities that you have had to build your skills at such a young stage within your career is definitely going to will definitely create that solid foundation for you to elevate yourself to that C-suite level role. So I'd love to hear about how you had leveraged your academic and your early career and even your co-op experiences to where you are now.
Yeah, I think the co-op experiences really gave me a flavor for kind of what I liked and what I didn't like. I think the beauty of the co-op program is you have 4 or even sometimes 5 co-op terms where you can try different jobs along the way. And for me, I worked at 4 different companies within the span of my time at Waterloo. And so,
was that purposeful? You wanted to try out all 4 different roles?
Yeah, I think it was more the way it kind of just unfolded itself for me. There wasn't any intention behind it. I think I knew I wanted to try different kind of roles, and I was open to trying it at the same firm, but I think the beauty of it is it ended up being at different firms, and I think looking back now, it really gave me an understanding of the different cultures, the different people that I worked with, and ultimately informed kind of where I want to go full time. Being able to return to teachers, it was really the people that I met there that were mentors for me along the way, and kind of led me to go back in a full-time role. And now I'm at Brookfield, being able to leverage my investing experience at teachers into a bigger and more global platform, I think has really led me to where I am. So.
Fantastic. That's so inspiring, and certainly as our prospective students and even our current students watch this interview, they're definitely going to be very inspired in terms of, and probably now considering, maybe I should be looking at 4 different co-op roles, because ultimately many of our students choose, if they can, they choose to stay with the same employer, which has their own benefits, but the benefit of choosing 4 different co-op work terms, as you indicated, is being able to explore, being able to challenge yourself in terms of learning a new culture, learning a new business field, but within similar roles, but seeing how business is done in different types of industries.
Yeah. I think, like being able to just, in school, it's pretty difficult to know what you really want to do. And, to this day, even graduating, sometimes it's, you're still figuring things out. But it's really the co-op program that I think was a big differentiator for me. So being able to try not just different firms, but different roles across the firms, and be able to apply kind of what you learn in the classroom into a real world setting is certainly great.
Excellent.